Hello and welcome. My name is Cindy. I'm with Junkbox Studio. Today I have 3 thrift flips and I'm starting with a pressed dried flowers. And so I have this frame here and it's got a lot of finish on it, so I had to sand it down quite a bit. And the first application of stain didn't go on as I had planned, so I had to sand it again and apply a second coat of stain. Okay, so now I'm going to attach this page from a book. It was a book that was very damaged. I was going to throw it away, but I decided to hang on to it and use it for my crafts. So I'm using a little bit of Mod Podge and gluing that down and just cutting around the edges. And so here are the dried flowers. I got these on Amazon quite a while ago. I do not have a link for those. But yeah, so I wanted to keep it in the neutrals and just try to keep everything balanced. You know, you wanna fill up the space, but leave a nice kind of a margin or a frame around the edge. And so I've got that one flower at the top featured, and then some baby's breath along either side, balanced nicely. And then I take those really pretty white flowers and I run them along the bottom just to cover up the stems there, and so it looks like one cohesive piece. I'm going around the outside edge with the Tim Holtz Distressing Ink and a sponge applicator. I really like this technique because it gives it a, like an antiqued look and softens the edges. And it looks really nice with the frame. And so there I'm trying out the frame, making sure that everything is nice and balanced. Oftentimes you'll close it all up, turn it back around, and find that something's fell or it's off, or there's like a particle in there that you don't want. But I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Actually, I'm very surprised. And so yeah, and now we have project number 2. This I also got at a thrift store. It's not something I normally pick up, but I thought it was really pretty, and for spring, the colors were really nice. But I want to just give it a fresh look. I'm starting out with a similar, I guess you'd call it like an eggshell blue, and just to freshen that up. But then I end up going over it with that one there. It's like a seafoam green. I think it's called Mossy Meadow or something. But that's from Folk Art. And I'm going back over that with the green, just keeping in with the, like a foliage. It's just both those colors, all 3 of those colors are actually really, really beautiful together. But I ended up with this green. And so what I'm going to do after this is all painted up is go in with the finish that it originally had, which is kind of like a whitewash. And instead of white paint, I use an antique white. And you'll see that in just a moment here coming up. So this stand came with a missing ornament, and I'm just going to use something from my stash. It's one of those like a teardrop, a chandelier glass teardrop, and I'm making my own hanger for it just from some simple wire. And I just kind of do like a twist, and it ends up twisting back inside the hole from the crystal there. and it ends up looking really clean. So I'm pretty happy with that. So here we have project number 3, and I am starting by staining this piece of wood with the Waverly Antiquing Wax. Very simple, very easy. The wood stained projects tend to sell well in my booth. It seems like whenever I paint any kind of wood or frame, any spring color, it just doesn't seem to sell for me. So I'm sticking with the natural wood. And I got this off of the Clip Art Library. And actually, no, not Clip Art Library, from the Graphics Fairy. And I thought it was so beautiful. And so I printed that out. And now I'm just, sizing it into that tray there that I thrifted. And I'm using a little bit of water around the edge instead of cutting it, so we have a little bit of a softer edge. After I get the edge torn off, I go ahead and just put water on the entire image because I didn't want any water staining from the original tear. So I just put it over the entire image, and now I'm just drying it. So now I'm just going over this tray with some dark brown paint and giving it a little bit of interest and texture. So now I'm just taking that same brown paint and I'm going around the edges of the image. Now I'm taking the same brown paint and painting these metal ornaments. So I'm taking an antique gold paint and going around the edges of the tray. I felt like it needed something a little bit more, and I also paint the two metal pieces to match. I also go around the edges with the gold paint. This wasn't in the original plan, but I ended up accidentally dropping that sponge on the wood piece there, and I thought I might as well go with it, and so this is how it turned out. Thank you guys for dropping by and taking some time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Bye.